many require amendment to the NYSC Act by the National Assembly before they can take full legal effect. Now, let me push the question forward first. The question is, what kind of reform would you like to see with the NYSC?
Should NYSC be scrapped in itself?
Okay, the government rejected that proposal that it should be scrapped. They said that the 1 year compulsory service will still subsist. But they put some guards there. Now, why the government says NYSC must change? The federal government argues that the NYSC was designed for Nigeria of 1973, and today's Nigeria has different realities. They said there's widespread youth unemployment, there's digital economy that we need to talk about, insecurity, growing graduate population, demand for entrepreneurship, shortage of teachers and healthcare workers, and need for stronger national productivity. So rather than abolish NYSC, government wants to convert it from mainly a national integration program into a youth productivity and employability platform. So the first thing they want to do is to change the leadership. So they said there will be civilian leadership will replace military operational leadership. And that's a big reform. The current structure for over 50 years, NYSC has traditionally been headed by 7 military officers. And the proposed reform is the operational head of NYSC will become a civilian administrator, and the military will no longer lead the scheme administratively. Instead, the military will only provide camp security, emergency response, security coordination, and they say administrative leadership shifts to civilian professionals. Now, they also said that Skill First NYSC is what we will have. Government wants NYSC to become a major skill development platform. Instead of simply posting graduates to offices, the scheme will increasingly focus on vocational skills, digital skills, entrepreneurship, innovation, employability. So they will not post to radio station somebody who graduated with chemistry.
Yeah. I mean, for somebody like myself that has been calling for the overhauling of the educational system that we have in Nigeria, I love it because this is one of the calls that we've been making, how the educational system that we have in Nigeria has to be reflective of the job markets that we have in the year 2026. And the breakdown of what they were talking about, they were saying that there would be the categorization of the core members into 11 pathways. Some outlets are listing them to be agriculture, medical, education, technology and digital, legal, public service, infrastructure, green economy, enterprise, creative economy, paramilitary, and security. Basically, graduates will be able to get training based on what they probably studied, what they have interest in, instead of just categorizing everybody and posting everybody to wherever it is that they get to go to as well.
School.
Do you get? And one of the things that I also loved is how they were able to clearly state out what the 6 weeks would entail in itself.
Say it clearly. They're going to spend not 3 weeks now in the camp.
Yeah, the orientation week will be increased. Instead of them having orientation week of 3 weeks, they will now have orientation week of 6 weeks.
Nifemi, you don't hear.
So let's break it down. 6 weeks orientation.
And Miriam, you don't hear. 6 weeks.
6 is orientation weeks for NYSC. And then the first 2 weeks speak to laying a foundation on civic responsibility. You will be made aware of what civic duties mean, our national values and leadership development. The next 2 weeks will look at career mapping, basic accounting literacy skills, business planning, and access to finance. How do we access finance? And then we intend to introduce a structured career. I'm quoting what they said, not me. Okay. And we intend to introduce a structured career day program to enable core members to engage directly with the public. Now, the final 2 weeks, we intend to have focused core stream specific training aligned with the core members' designated stream based on his choice, his academic background, and skills profile.
So they said that there will be a new deployment philosophy. That's a good program. I mean, for 6 weeks, that's what they will be dealing with.
Yeah.
I hope they follow it up, though. Now, they said there will be a new deployment philosophy.
Yeah.
Government wants deployment to support national economic priorities rather than random postings. Graduates may increasingly be deployed into sectors where Nigeria needs manpower. And they said Those sectors include agriculture, education, health, technology, manufacturing. And they said there will be specialized service corps. One of the most interesting proposals is the creation of specialized corps. Example being discussed include teachers corps, medical corps. Rather than posting everyone randomly, professionals may serve where their expertise is most needed. So if you're a teacher, you will not be posted to a bank.
Yeah. And that's one of my favorite parts of the overhauling. And when I saw this, I actually listed it into about 3. When it comes to it being the bridge between schooling and being employable in itself.
Yes.
It improves the employability, making sure that students, whatever it is that they acquire, aligns with the labor market needs in itself. It improves the interest of people in entrepreneurship. You're not just thinking about white collar, you're being exposed to the things that you can also do as a person, and you also help people to earn industry-related experiences as well. Beyond the theories that they teach you in class, you're given more insight into the practical and what is applicable in the market these days.
Okay, so, and lastly, we'll break. We still have more, but government also approved redesigning the NYSC uniform.
Yes. And instead of the passing out parade, they now have a graduation ceremony.
We'll take a break. What do you think about some of these reforms? About the NYSC, orientation and reforms. There are other downside to it that we need to also raise before we open the lines and read your comments. For me, the first is, since the reform is about changing the realities from 1973, it was 1973 and thereafter that we were thinking about integration, making Nigerians know other places. Must we continue to post children to very far places? And I'll give you my reason. For instance, if someone is coming from, say, Benue, or coming from, say, Jigawa, and you post them to Oyo State, and the employer is unable to give the NYSC corps member accommodation, it means that the parent will have to, and you have posted the child to Felele to work somewhere in Felele, and the employer did not give the child a space to sleep and wake up as accommodation. The entire money the child will get from NYSC may not be enough to get accommodation for that child.
The belief is that you have family members or relatives in that part of the country.
Hello.
Because don't let us forget that one of the purpose of NYSC, at least when it was established in 1973, is unity for the nation.
We are unified.
So explore various parts of the country. Go to where you've never been. Learn more about various parts of the country. Yes.
That's my problem.
The first downside from your side?
Yeah, my problem is that the money that the child will need to get accommodation, feeding, transport.
So you would rather somebody that studied in your state, or somebody that grew up in your state, studied in your state, served in your state.
Should not be far away from home.
Okay.
Again, also for insecurity's sake.
I get the insecurity part. But the first reason, explore. Foster unity.
That means we invite Nigeria as this. Okay,
I think the downside for me would be, we talked about how they are trying to group the core members into 11 sectors.
Yes.
How to finance it and ensure the implementation.
Absolutely.
Because this sounds so amazing on paper, but what will make it really beautiful and be a true overhauling of the NYSC is seeing to it be implemented well, making sure that the aim is achieved. The 6 years that the students will have to spend in orientation camp, what they set out to do at the orientation camp is really achieved. There is funding, there is infrastructure to ensure the training and every other thing that they said these sectors will cover in itself.
Okay.
So that it will not just be a glorified what we had before.
So